The wind slices across the frozen plains of northern France like a blade, stinging skin raw and burning the lungs with ice. It is February 1429. The 100 Years' War has reduced this land to a colorless wasteland of hunger and fear. You march along a narrow road swallowed by mist, surrounded by creaking wagons and weary horses, breath crystallizing in the air. This column stretches for over a mile, slow and exposed. You are not guarding gold. You are not escorting nobility. You are guarding fish, thousands of barrels of salted herring rolling toward destiny, absurd and indispensable. This absurd mission exists because the siege of Orléans is slowly strangling France. English forces have tightened their grip for months, starving the city into desperation. But now, the besiegers face a new enemy, Lent. Church law forbids meat for 40 days. Without fish, the army cannot eat. Without food, the siege collapses. These wagons are not supplies, they are survival itself. If this convoy falls, England's grip on France snaps. Entire campaigns balance on brine-soaked barrels. The man commanding the column is Sir John Fastolf, later mangled by Shakespeare into the coward Falstaff. The real Fastolf is steel and calculation. A veteran of Agincourt, he trusts discipline over glory, preparation over prayer. He understands supply lines as weapons and terrain as an enemy. He knows this flat land offers no forgiveness, no second chances. As he rides, eyes fixed on the pale horizon, Fastolf knows that if battle comes, it will not reward bravery, only control. The convoy tells the story of medieval warfare's fragility. 300 wagons grind forward, carrying powder, bolts, cannon shot, and overwhelmingly, fish. This army depends on a single food source hauled across hostile land. Every mile stretches English supply lines thinner. The French understand this perfectly. Burning these wagons would do more damage than killing knights. Logistics, not heroics, decide wars. And today, logistics are exposed, vulnerable, and rolling straight into danger. The rhythm of the march shatters. Outriders thunder back, faces pale beneath frost. Ahead, near Rouvray, a massive enemy force blocks the road. French and Scottish banners snap together, the old alliance. The Count of Clermont commands the French. Sir John Stewart of Darnley leads the Scots. Nearly 4,000 men stand waiting, with cavalry, infantry, and artillery. Fastolf counts his own, 1,500, outnumbered almost 4 to 1. Retreat is impossible. Fate has closed the road. The battlefield offers no mercy, no hills, no river, no forest, nothing to anchor a defense. Flight means annihilation by cavalry. Standing openly means encirclement and slow destruction. Most commanders would charge and die loudly, wrapped in honor and banners. Fastolf refuses that ending. He studies the wagons again, not as burdens but as geometry, mass, obstruction. Survival demands reinvention. He gives the order that freezes men mid-step. Halt the convoy. Form a laager. Here, in the open, they will build walls. Chaos erupts with purpose. Wagons crash together, wheels locked, axles chained. Drivers whip horses aside as men race against time. This is no elegant formation, only desperate geometry. Gaps yawn beneath axles and between wheels. These weaknesses could doom them. Fastolf shouts again, improvising defense from cargo. The convoy itself must become the barricade. Wood, iron, rope, and whatever else can block steel and death. Use the cargo! Barrels of herring are heaved down, stacked between wheels like grotesque sandbags. Fish meant for fasting now stop arrows and blades. Inside the ring, English longbowmen prepare. Veterans of Agincourt hammer sharpened stakes into frozen earth, angling them outward. Together, they form a bristling hedge of death. Horses will not charge it. Men know what waits beyond those points. The fort stands, absurd, improvised, and lethal. Across the field, French lines assemble in steel and confidence. Clermont studies the English defenses and remembers history. Charging entrenched archers would be suicide. But this is not 1415. Clermont has artillery. Culverins roll forward, ugly and promising. He does not need bravery, only patience. From a safe distance, his guns can shatter wood and flesh alike. He orders the bombardment to begin. The future of war clears its throat. Thunder explodes across the plain. Cannonballs smash into wagons, spraying splinters like knives. Smoke chokes the air. Men scream, crushed or torn apart by invisible force. Then, The grotesque absurdity begins. Shots tear into the herring barrels. They burst apart, launching fish into the sky. Salted bodies rain down, slapping armor, faces mud. The ground turns slick beneath blood and brine. Men slip as they fight. Death arrives not with banners, but with food, falling uselessly from the smoke. Inside the fort, endurance replaces hope. Longbows hang useless against distant guns. Men crouch behind shattered wagons, slick with fish oil and blood, waiting for the next impact. Fastolf watches silently as his defenses erode inch by inch. He knows the arithmetic. If the cannons continue, nothing survives. Clermont has already won, if he only waits. Time, gunpowder, and patience stand aligned against the English. All that remains is whether human pride will obey strategy. On the French line, frustration boils. Sir John Stuart watches the bombardment with fury. This is not war to him, it is delay. The Scots came to kill Englishmen, not watch them rot behind wagons. Stuart sees damage, confusion, weakness. He believes the moment has come. He confronts Clermont, demanding permission to attack. Clermont refuses. Words turn sharp. Old chivalry clashes with new gunpowder logic. Pride begins to outweigh strategy. Stuart disobeys. He orders his men forward and makes a fatal choice. The Scots dismount. 400 armored men advance on foot, trudging through mud toward the wagons. Perhaps Stuart seeks honor, perhaps control. Instead, he commits catastrophe. Their slow advance blocks the French gunners' line of fire. The cannons fall silent. The bombardment, England's doom, stops. Silence spreads. The English look up, stunned. Fate has blinked. Inside the laager, disbelief hardens into resolve. The bombardment has stopped. Smoke thins. Fastolf rises amid wreckage and scattered fish, armor dented, cloak stiff with brine. He sees the Scots advancing unsupported, French cavalry hesitating behind them, confused and stalled. This is not luck. It is an opening. He turns to his archers, men who have survived Agincourt and years of retreat. His command cuts through the noise. Stand to. Draw. End this. The volley crashes into the Scots. At this range, armor fails. Bodkin points punch through mail, slip between plates. Men fall, pile, scream. Still they push forward, brave and doomed. Arrow after arrow scythes the column. The advance slows, then collapses entirely. Mud becomes grave. Courage meets mathematics, and mathematics wins. The Scottish assault disintegrates beneath relentless English fire. French cavalry finally moves, but without coordination. Horses charge, then shy away from the stakes. Arrows find eyes and flanks. Riders tumble. Formation dissolves into chaos. The laager holds. What should have been a crushing victory unravels in confusion. The battlefield belongs again to discipline, not numbers. Fastolf's gamble pays blood-soaked dividends. Clermont watches the collapse from the ridge. The Scots are dying. His cavalry falters. The moment is lost. He orders retreat. But Fastolf is not finished. Chains drop. Wagons part. English men-at-arms mount and surge outward. Defense becomes pursuit. The trap snaps shut in reverse. The field turns into a rout. English riders cut down fleeing infantry. Stuart fights until he falls among his men. Snow and mud drink blood. As daylight fades, the wind freezes bodies where they lie. Stakes, armor, broken wagons. Everything glistens under frost. Victory smells of iron and fish. Herrings carpet the ground, scattered among the dead, like a mockery of purpose. Armor glints between silverfish and frozen mud. Fastolf orders salvage with grim efficiency. Broken wagons are patched. Survivors work in silence, stepping carefully among bodies and stakes. Against expectation, the convoy still lives. The supplies reach Orléans intact. The siege continues. The Battle of the Herrings ends not as legend, but as proof that discipline, logistics, and restraint can outweigh numbers and pride. That same day, far away in Vaucouleurs, a peasant girl speaks to a skeptical governor. She claims France has suffered a great disaster near Orléans, this very day. Days later, messengers confirm it. Her certainty unsettles hardened men. The humiliation at Rouvray becomes proof of prophecy. From this defeat rises belief. The road opens for Joan of Arc, and with her, a turning of the war no general could have planned. History turns on strange hinges. Fish break an army. A humiliation births faith. The Battle of the Herrings proves that wars are not decided only by kings, swords, or courage, but by supply lines, impatience, and human ego. From salted barrels rises a saint, and from failure, resolve. This frozen road near Rouvray reshaped a war without intending to. If you found this hidden story compelling, like and subscribe. More forgotten moments await, where the absurd quietly changes the world.